My name is Derek. This is a chronicle of my hobby. Welcome to the Throne of Angels.
Same Oz, same hammer, different background. It can be said that throughout our life, sometimes we make terrible life choices. I continue to make the same one over and over again. Yes, it's true, I have relocated once again, which, quite honestly, is what put the massive pause on my content. Now, as you guys all know, I am not a professional content creator, nor do I care to be. I do this because I enjoy it. But the last 6 months have been absolutely crazy. I've had to move, child graduate from high school, child start college, child get married, different child by the way, child move, another child sold a house, it is in the process of moving. So let's just say March to now has been, yes, couldn't have timed it any better. March to now has been a bit out of control. Prior to that, obviously it was all me packing up and moving my stuff. The ability to make content just wasn't there. So, as I said, I continue to make the same terrible life choice, pack up my life and move to a different location. This time, however, I plan on this one being a little bit more permanent. With that, let's take a look at the new space and I'll talk a little bit about what's going on in the life and times of the Oz. We'll go ahead and start from the outside, looking in. So this is essentially a set of double doors that lead to my office space. That's where I do my day job right there. Behind that is where I play my video games. That is where I print my stuff, and around the corner is where I paint. So let's step in and take a quick look, shall we? Even though I have a handheld, I hate handheld motion. It actually makes me queasy. So we'll just move the tripod around a little bit, do some panning. So as I said, workstation right there. That's where I sit during the day and do my work. Now, for those of you who don't know, for the last 15 years or so, I have been working in the board game industry. I've made some miniature games. I have worked on some miniature games. I have made some board games. I have worked on some board games. I've done production, I've done shipping, I've done logistics, I've done development, I've done design. Literally, I've done pretty much everything under the sun in the industry. However, last year, I chose to leave the industry and return to my creative roots in the video game industry. So I took a position with EA, and now I work completely remote. So I sit right there in this chair for a good portion of the day. I pan down, but it's just an office chair. It's really not that impressive. So, stepping into the office, let's take a look at the creative spaces. So I got a nice little area set up, a pair of chairs, one here, one there, and a table, bowl full of dice, all 10-siders, all from Mercs. Little twisted, little laptop, story engine. There's, basically my ability to be creative and away from my computer, all right here, all at once. As I said, 2 chairs, right? One for me, one for a visitor. Maybe we'll play a game, or maybe we'll make one. This wall here, not quite finished yet, but it will be full of random weapons and, maybe a picture or two. What? Is that a fish tank? Yeah, eventually, right? It's still in a box, but I will put some fish, do some aquascaping, and have my little zen area pretty much right here. Right? It's nice. I dig it. First time in a long time. That is a closet. Let's go in there really quick. So this closet is more like a small bedroom, right? It's got a lot of stuff in it. We'll do a quick tilt and pan. We'll go up. On the left, a bunch of my army projects for multiple games. Bunch of Games Workshop stuff at the top. Obviously, we got some board games. Oh man, it just keeps going and going and going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. At the top there, we got a couple of big dragons, some foam, obviously Mercs, some of the CMON titles that I still love and appreciate. A little bit of storage there on the right. And then obviously more CMON titles. Some that I had a hand in, some that I just really enjoyed. So that's my storage closet. It's a mess. That's the back side of my personal computer, right? This is where I play my games or write my stories, do a little artwork. As you can see, I've got a Cintiq attached to it over there against the wall. Now, I still have a bunch of boxes sitting here. What? What do you mean you still have a bunch of boxes sitting here? Well, I'm still not quite done. Because along this wall, literally the entirety of this wall, is actually going to be built-in bookcases. So a lot of these boxes, which have books in them, are going to be unpacked and attached there. Now you'll see my stack of really cool statues over here. They still need a home, right? We got Kratos at the top. There are 5 Todd McFarlane Space Marine blanks in that Amazon box there. Diablo overthrown right there. Man, that statue of that barbarian is so awesome. And the one below it actually is Tychus Finley from StarCraft. 2 boxes there. Giant Titan that I had with me at Adepticon this last year. It'll go on no shelves somewhere too. So will be statues, will be books, but again, all built-ins along this wall to the window. Well, this is a self-explanatory shot. There's my backyard in its current state. Just a bit of a mess, plenty of weeds, but I'm not terribly worried about it. I'm gonna put a pool in back there, so I haven't really given the backyard much thought. But as you can see, the majority of the shot is taken up by an airbrush station, a couple airbrushes, obviously my favorite Stynylrez primers over there, and some models in the middle. Right now I'm gonna put some, well, not right this minute, but sometime this afternoon, I'm gonna throw a base color and a highlight on those primed Conquest models. It's a little beginning of a Conquest First Blood Force that was supposed to be done for Adepticon this year that just didn't happen. So I still want to paint it, still going to do it. However, I'm not as far along as I'd like to be. All right, this shot's going to be a little wider than normal, but this is my new painting location, right? Same station as I've always had. However, yes, I did put up a backdrop there to give myself a little bit of ambiance, I guess. But shelves are up, paints are up, models are up, brushes are up, everything's built, everything's wired, everything's ready to go. So I have yet to actually start painting anything, but as I just showed you, I've got models in the airbrush station to actually get started. Now up there over on the left above the paint, I have little trays full of projects, and those projects will get attacked one at a time. Now, last but not least, my printing station. All right, so as you can see, I've got a pair of Elegoo and a longer resin printer there, a couple of cure stations, cure wash stations, they're combos, and well, a giant window behind it. So those things will be inoperable until I actually get my blackout blinds in place. As I said with the bookshelves, still work in progress here, right? So we're gonna have blackout blinds in place behind the printers so I don't have to worry about my resin curing because of sunlight. And then underneath, I'm gonna have a couple of metal cabinets that roughly match the cabinets on my painting desk that I can store all of my flammables in, right? Nobody wants isopropyl alcohol bursting into flames because somebody wasn't paying attention with a candle or something. But anyways, that's it, right? Quick tour of the new location, the new home, the new space for the Throne of Angels video blog. Woohoo! And the wrap. Not quite as loud as clapping my hands, but it's been a while since I've held the hammer, and quite honestly, I've missed the hammer. So we're gonna do the wrap with the hammer today. As promised, quick tour of the new location and little ideas of what's going on. As I said, lots happening in the last 10 months or so, so my apologies for, well, no content, but we'll get back to the regular, what's on the schedule. So I think what I'm going to do here for the rest of the year, and probably well into the next year, are like 1,000 point or starter point armies for whatever game it is that I happen to be gaming, right? Now, while I have left the board game / tabletop game industry, I haven't exited it, right? So, as a lot of you know, I bought Mercs a few years back, partnered with Kirk over at the Miniature Building Authority to re-release that product. I also this year picked up Twisted. And so be on the lookout for content for both of those in the next 6 months or so, right? Twisted is coming up hard and fast. Second edition is in the works. New fluff, new characters, new factions, new stuff, new fun, and well, hopefully we can iron out any of the simple things like models that have problems and rules that also have some problems. But one thing at a time. We are now settled in a new location. We have stuff in place to actually get production back underway for video content. I've got my hammer. That's a big thing, right? I guess I'm ready to go. Ready to make some content now. Some things might change, right? Obviously, the lighting sucks. Probably need a new microphone. And, well, I don't necessarily know if this is the best location to actually put things on film. Backdrop's kind of cool. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Anyways, quick shout out to my boy Colin. He is the designer at the office. He's like, dude, Oz, your background is really coming together, because we do a lot of video conferencing. When I'm sitting over there, everybody can see, well, everything over here and along the walls. I said, well, it's not quite done, but we're getting there. And he's like, dude, I'd love to see it. I said, okay, I'll make a video. So, Colin, here's your video, brother. Thanks for giving me the motivation to get back to content production. Now, with that, as always, thank you all for joining me. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe, because apparently that's a thing you're supposed to say. Smash that like button, because, you know, smashing like buttons, I guess, helps the algorithm. While I plan on producing more content, right, I don't have huge aspirations to grow the channel to epic proportions. If I have a few thousand followers in the next 3 to 5 years, outstanding. If it's 10 or 20, even better. But with that, as always, thank you for joining me, and we will see you guys, hopefully less than 2, but at least in 2. It's been a while. It's been a long while. Long while.